Welcome to the Traitors! Hello, and welcome to my reaction video for, what is it, episode 8 of Season 3 of the Traitors UK. As always, this video was available early to $5 a month tier patrons on Patreon. And also the full uncut version of this reaction will also be available over there. The link is in the description below. Also, I stream these reactions over on twitch.tv/EBEZA. Again, link is in the description if you'd like to come hang out with us as we play some games and watch some things. But without further ado, let's just jump right into the reaction, shall we? Previously. Let's go! Woohoo!
You're not gonna last. Get over it.
You know what? She was right as well.
I'm getting so annoyed now.
Until finally.
Is it just me, or is it only like this week they've been doing the black and white cut, like, freeze frames during the recap? Did they just discover a new editing style, like, halfway through the series, and we're like, yeah, we like this one, we'll stick with it? She was expecting a big, yay, greeting.
You join me as a traitor,
Hey, Saturn.
or I will murder you tonight. I feel like you've had heat on you, and you've proven yourself as a faithful, and as I've lost Armani and Linda, I want somebody that I can go to the final with.
Why would anyone choose to be murdered?
I will probably have to accept and join the dark side. Every traitor has one of these.
Oh, wow.
Yeah?
That's right. Surely watching the Traitors as someone with your amount of hours in Among Us is akin to self-harm. It's a struggle sometimes witnessing the logic that they use.
So I can't believe we're murdering someone tonight. This is great because it means that they won't suspect a recruitment at breakfast.
Oh, she's on it.
Someone that would be easy to murder, who's kind of dead weight right now, is Lisa. By her own admission, and she
Keep
feels like
Lisa.
she's only been kept in because Linda, her friend, was a traitor.
Yeah. I think Lisa sees the best in everyone, and I think that could play to our faithful advantage.
100%. Do you think Anna would be too, because she went view today?
I kind of just wanted to get it over and done with. I feel like she served a purpose now.
But I don't think you kill Anna tonight.
Jake, who's done amazingly with his Linda.
Jake's a good shout before he sniffs someone else out.
But really, that was the only thing.
Should have recruited Jake,
Yeah.
honestly.
Jake even said tonight, I'll probably be dead tomorrow.
I have been keeping my secret of a Welsh accent, and I feel like I've won enough allegiance with the other faithfuls that I can hopefully go undercover as a traitor.
How soon does the new pressure get to her and she drops her accent by accident and gets yeeted? Today? It's gotta happen at some point in the series, right? Leanne and Alexander were on the block yesterday, and the logic doesn't seem to carry over from day to day at all in this game. But I think Leanne's got a good chance of being carried over just because of how she reacted after Linda. She made it all about her. Like, oh, if you'd have gone for me, it'd have been a different result, and everyone else was celebrating getting Linda.
Alexander was just really annoying.
What? It wasn't annoying. You asked for people to come to you with information pointing at you, and he did. Like, oh.
I think if they have gone down the recruitment, it will be the ultimatum that they have to join or they'll be murdered, because I genuinely don't think any faithfuls would want to join.
I kind of agree with Joe a little bit there, that there's not many faithfuls I think would actually join willingly. I think we could be looking at a Mina pressure day today after Anna bringing her up yesterday. And a couple of other people mentioned her in yesterday's episode as well.
There's one person that's changed around me, and that's Leon. We were very close, and now suddenly we're like this.
Wasn't Leanne throwing Leon's name around at one point?
I am sure that neither of us are traitors.
Why are you sure? Leon should be on Alexander's radar, to be honest.
Nice to sneeze all.
How's Charlotte gonna
It was my first breakfast where
Fit-
I knew I was
fit in
gonna
as
be
a
there,
traitor.
not because I'd got a shield, but because I'm a traitor.
God, guys. Oh.
How's everyone sleep? I do find the breakfast quite hard because you get a lot of people sort of whispering. And for the first time, I was thinking, are people whispering about me? Because you get paranoid, because you know you're guilty.
Wait, what? What are you guys saying?
She was just normal Charlotte. There's nothing about her that's changed.
Yeah, am I looking at her through the lens of knowing she's a traitor and thinking she's acting a bit
I
weird?
think this version of the sisterhood might be my best version yet.
Also, the editing is doing its best to make her look sus, right?
Oh God, it was not gonna come.
I think they've killed Jake. I think Mina should have recruited Jake, but the next best thing is to kill him. Lisa is fine to take to the final as a faithful in the final, I think. And killing Anna after she was the main push on Mina might look a bit dodgy. So yeah, I think Jake. Lisa. Wow, they killed Anna. No way. You're a bit overdressed for in your hotel room at night, aren't you? That's not how she was dressed in yesterday's episode, is it?
I think they knew I wasn't going to get banished. So the only option left is to murder me.
Here's my take on this. I think not joining the traitors when you're seduced is objectively the wrong choice. Because you're almost guaranteed to get murdered at some point, if not banished. But also, you're being offered the option of some agency over the game. Faithfuls have no agency over whether or not they die at night. I just think it's an objectively bad decision.
On to today's mission. A warning. It will not be child's play.
Chucky's going to chase them all down. Kill them all until the final 3. It's probably going to be some sort of, like, wacky warehouse-style obstacle course or something, isn't it? My early picks for being the contenders for banishment tonight are Leanne, Mina, and Alexander.
I think, Leon, a few people have got suspicious of you because you came out the coffin and then Claudia said the traitor could be in. So everyone is a bit like, oh.
I get that.
Leon's really let the coffin thing knock him, and it's making people sus of him. Maybe swap Alexander out for Leon as my sort of in my 3. Although Leon's reasoning, she's just taking everything real personal.
Because Anna voted for you last night, that automatically, in many ways, would point the finger at you.
But
that's really obvious. Yeah.
There you go. I knew she was going to do that. This is, I think, why they should have killed Jake last night, because he wasn't really pointing at anyone at that point. His main suspicion was Linda.
I don't know how it's going to go tonight. I'm going to listen to the evidence. I want you to know that I love you.
Huh?
I'm not going to vote for you if I don't have to.
Okay, you don't...
Yeah, but I love you, and I think you're one of the best people I've ever met.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I just want you to know
Ah.
in case anything happens. So now I'm going to go.
Ah, wasn't that sweet?
I keep thinking, like, Charlotte, me and Joe would be such an easy, like, murder.
Yeah. Do you ever think it could be any one of you? I don't think it's either 3 of you.
No, I don't think it is.
I definitely...
If it was, I would literally, like, eat my shoes.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be an interesting episode 13. Frankie eats her shoes.
We need to think of the majority. If there's 11 of us, then we need to have like 6 people.
There's a few
I mean,
names that are flying around.
only if there's only 2 people being voted for.
Freddie, Alex. That's like 4 people who could be banished before I'm looked at again. So that makes me feel really confident.
Yeah, have you noticed no one's talking about Mina again?
You think you're fine, and people are planning to blindside you and ambush you at the
Cut to someone talking about Mina. No? Wow, okay. I really thought they would there. That felt like a dramatic irony moment.
Let's get this done.
You're going to need to split into teams. 5 of you are going to go into the woods. The other 6 will stay in the castle. It is only the players that go to the woods that might be in with a chance to win a shield.
Oh, wow.
Protecting them from tonight's murder.
So obviously getting Linda out last night, I feel like I'm a very big target for
Jake
the
needs a shield.
If I can get a shield.
I would say Leon, Alexander don't need a shield. Leanne doesn't need a shield, I don't think. She's not going to get murdered.
So you're going to the woods, you're staying in the castle.
Alexander going for a shield is weird to me. He doesn't need one.
This is Martha. And she speaks.
What?
That was the nursery rhyme, Frere Jacques. But she was singing it backwards. Those who go into the doll's house, you have to find the dolls that are singing nursery rhymes. They will be singing them backwards. Once you hear something you think is a backwards nursery rhyme, memorize it, telephone the castle team and mimic the sound. Those of you who are in the castle,
You've got to mimic the
must
backwards
mimic
one.
the sounds into the castle gramophone. You can use the gramophone to play it back in the right direction and hopefully reveal the nursery rhyme the doll was singing. Each correct doll you bring me, I will add £2,500 to the prize fund. There are 4 dolls to be found.
That's wild. Backwards telephone. That's crazy.
You will only have 30 minutes, and one of the dolls has a clue as to where you will find the shield.
So there's one shield.
What are we doing? Where am I?
Frightening.
This one could be one. Listen, listen, listen. No, shut up. I haven't seen your mummy.
What?
I think that is one.
No, shut up. I haven't seen your mummy. Go on, Frankie. I love Frankie. She's so good.
Schnam, Schnau, Biel. Schnam, Schnau, Biel. Schnam, Schnau, Biel. Schnam, Schnau, Biel.
Schnam, Schnau, Biel.
Schnam, Schnau,
Schnau,
Biel.
Biel.
Schnam, Schnau, Biel. Schnam, Schnau, Biel. Schnam, Schnau, Biel.
Yeah, 3 blind mice. I thought from the
Blind mice, look at him.
3 blind mice.
the pacing
That is correct.
of it sounded like 3 blind mice, but it didn't sound like it was going to reverse the 3 blind mice, which is why I didn't say it. I thought it was wrong. But that was the first thing that came through my head because of the rhythm.
What are you saying?
Spurber, yeah, 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 yeah. Spurber, work, work, work.
Can't deal with it.
Alexander started going all opera. I was just stood there on the porch looking at Claudia thinking, I've lost my marbles. What is going on? Spurber, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can I just say to anybody who's watching, Alexander is single.
What's his number, Claudia?
That is correct.
Well played. They're doing better than I thought they would. My furniture just started floating, guys.
London Bridge is falling down!
That is incorrect.
Yeah, I didn't think it sounded anything like that.
It was Mary had a little lamb.
I wouldn't have got that either. Old Lang Syne. Old Lang Syne.
It's like Eurovision.
Past worst hill.
I feel like I'm in a fever dream.
London is burning.
This is possibly the best mission ever.
Fire, fire. It's not that. As soon as I heard one of the dolls say
Go on,
shield
Jake.
was with the bear, I went straight to the bear. I wasn't even listening to the dolls.
Was it just under it? Did he not need to murder Bear?
My precious.
1 minute.
I don't know what the rhythm is, though.
London Bridge is falling down?
The time was really ticking, and then we thought we're just going to take a plunge here and guess it.
London Bridge is falling down sounds pretty good.
Come on, 30 seconds. Are you locking it in?
We're going for London Bridge is falling down.
Is London Bridge is falling down?
They're going for London Bridge is falling down.
How would they know?
Pop goes the
Team, that is correct.
Get wrecked, castle people! What do you know?
Time is up.
Go on, Alexander. That was one of the best missions ever.
There was also a shield
Amazing.
to be found. You don't have to, but does anyone declare that they found it? £7,500 added to the prize fund.
Come on, Frankie. It's a very, very sensible decision not to announce it. I swear, I like Frankie, but if she doesn't speak to Jake... If she doesn't speak to Jake and understand the reason he's not telling people and brings it up at the round table...
I got the shield.
No, I know. Yeah. So what do you want us to say?
So I think we just say one of us got the shield, but we're not going to say who it is.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
way it protects everyone. The only
Yeah.
person that I haven't told in
Correct.
this group is Alexander, just because I don't fully trust him.
Even if they didn't get a shield, they should have just said that they got one. Can we just have, instead of them arguing, can they just all hold hands and sing that at the round table tonight?
When I was in the coffin, all I was doing is just thinking theories, like thinking about every single person, like I've never thought about them before.
You were only in there for about a minute, weren't you? I don't believe for a second they were in there any longer than they had to be, at all. I'd have to see the unedited footage of them getting in and just a camera on the coffin to believe it.
Voting pattern as well. She hasn't thrown a traitor under the bus.
What do you mean she's not throwing a traitor under the bus?
Well, no, we don't. Well, this is.
There's only been Armani that got voted out.
She never voted for Armani.
That's a weird comment. How do you know she hasn't voted for traitors unless you know you're a traitor and you know who the other
No, you
traitors
donkey.
are?
He's just pointing out she hasn't voted on either of the traitors that got banished.
Seriously?
Yeah, and he's gone bright red.
Right.
That was weird.
Massive slip.
He slipped up.
Well,
I put my foot in it, I say the wrong things, and it ends up looking really weird, and it's a pattern that has repeated in this game, but I'm still here, so I've got to make the most of it.
they haven't shown us a whole lot of that. We haven't seen a lot of Alex generally, I would say. I'd say he's like one of the least featured. Except for Yin and Keith. Even Keith is close, and he went, like, he was the second murder.
Alex, I feel like you slipped up in the kitchen earlier.
The Linda comment.
Yeah, we were talking about Linda, and you said if we look at Linda's voting, she hasn't voted for any traitors yet. And
From what we know. So
Let me finish.
No, but you never let me finish in the kitchen, Joe. And what I was trying to say
Go
was
on, Alex.
Other people had potentially given traitors' names to Linda. She absolutely just cut them down straight away.
I heard the same comment that Joe heard.
I was in that room.
And Jake,
It was an odd comment.
It was odd.
I mean, Mina's doing a good job here stirring the pot, but...
Last night at the round table, I did feel like there was a massive shift to, like, Linda. And it just seemed a bit odd to me that you didn't vote her.
I felt sorry for Linda. I wanted to help.
I didn't see it as really cut and dry that Linda was going yesterday.
The problem I have is everybody who said your name to me is no longer at this table.
I think this one's pretty clear who's going, right?
I've tried to look at everything really objectively and tried to take my emotions out of it. I've thought about Charlotte.
Really?
I voted for you at the first round table, and since then I thought, wow, Charlotte's grown in confidence. Where has that confidence come from? Mina, I look at you every time
Wow.
you go to a round table, you feel like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Maybe they should have killed Lisa.
And that could be for one of two reasons.
Out of nowhere!
Or you are finding the pressure of being a traitor really hard and having to look at people that you know, really care for and murder them.
Lisa RKOing the entire evil team.
You are the one who is here for everyone, but your reasons for here, you are so passionate about your family. I think that would trump any of us, that you would do anything for them.
Oh, Leon loves his family, must be a traitor. I mean, she was doing so well.
A lot of people have seen how upset I was at breakfast this morning just because of the change in obviously our relationship and how I felt you were being towards me.
At that point now, when I'm thinking to myself, well, why have I been put into a death match? I'm thinking now, is it you?
I have been suspicious of you over the last few days.
It's Alex or Leon pretty clearly now at this point. I think Alex, they were so excited about him messing up, and there was Joe, Jake, Frankie, Mina. I think Charlotte probably jumps on that bandwagon. That's 5. I know they need 11, but Leon's not voting for 11, so they can only get 5 on Leon. Yeah, I think Alex is going.
Leon, I'm really, really sorry.
She was never voting for Alex unless she
Given
had
what
to.
everyone had to say, I've just ended up with more question marks than answers.
Don't worry.
It's okay, Mum. Ah.
I vote for yourself, Alex, just because Anna was so sure that it was you.
I don't think I need to count anyone else's votes today. 1-1.
Alex.
I voted for yourself, Freddie, just for the...
I'm not going to count that. Freddie's not getting more votes. Alex should have voted for Leon there.
I voted for you, Leon. I'm so sorry. I've based this on the notion of one of the two of you and my interpretation of coming out of the gravestone and stuff.
Jake, whose name is on your board?
I voted for yourself, Alex.
Yep.
Alex.
Wow, okay. I thought you were going Leon.
Mixed, and I couldn't put it together. And Frankie's evidence probably was key.
I voted for you, Alex.
Yeah.
The comment in the kitchen.
It's not over yet.
That's a bit odd. I'm sorry if I'm wrong.
I voted for you, Alex. I really
Okay, it's over. Joe's definitely voting for Alex.
Basing this on the little information I have in terms of just who I trust least, I'll put you, Alex.
Yep, okay. There you go. It's done.
I voted for you, Alex. Just
It's a bit of a landslide, this one, to be
who
honest.
had the same suspicions are no longer at this table.
I do believe that comment was a slip-up in the kitchen. At the end of the day, Jake caught Linda based on a side-eye, so I'm hoping
You gotta go with that.
got you on a kitchen slip-up.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Alex got himself out there, but I understand what point he was trying to make. He just made it terribly.
Will you now reveal, are you a faithful or are you a traitor?
Say yes and walk out. Yes, I am. Bye.
I am faithful.
I'd say it's not looking good for Leon, but it just doesn't carry over, does it? So, who was in the castle? Mina and Charlotte, obviously. Frankie and Alexander were definitely out in the woods, so was Jake. Was Lisa in the castle? Lisa's suddenly just come from out of nowhere and named it the entire evil team. Jake's the kill, but you can't kill because he might have a shield, and in fact he does have a shield.
It's got to be Leon or Alexander.
Leanne handles these roundtables weirdly, I've noticed. Like the aftermath. Her reaction is not the same as everyone else's by a long way, and I think that's eventually going to get in trouble.
Who propagated that?
Joe. What? It was Joe.
Joe, Charlotte, and Frankie are all close. I'm convinced Charlotte's faithful. I'm convinced Joe's a faithful. That then leaves Frankie. And she's gone right under my radar. Like,
wow.
And you're like, oh, you know, Frankie. And then you start to
Don't you all turn your back on my Frankie?
Decisions that she's made and certain things she said, and you start thinking, actually, there could be something there.
I'm sure it was Joe that started the push on Alex, wasn't it?
One of your team has the shield, so tonight it's one of our group.
One of our 6.
Tonight's murder situation is a disaster because half of the group are sort of shielded by the fact that one of them got a shield. It's between the two of us, Mina and Lisa.
No, I think she would try it out.
I think she's here.
Oh.
Freddie just said to me, it's Mina. I think it's Mina. But yeah, I'm not going to tell Mina.
Oh! Charlotte, you dark horse.
She will be thinking 3 or 4 steps ahead, and so I need to think 5 or 6 steps ahead.
I mean, bless her, Mina's been dead sincere about recruiting Charlotte and wanting to take her to the final. Like, in her diary room stuff, she's not been like, mwahaha, let's throw Charlotte under the bus or anything. Wow! Charlotte, the sneaky, sneaky snake.
Frank, she's just absolutely cried her eyes out about Alex. Is that guilt or is that genuine?
Yeah, it's definitely one or the other, isn't it? This is the thing, like I've said this in Among Us, I've said this in Clock Tower, and I say this when I watch the Traitors. When you want to see someone as part of the evil team, you interpret everything they do as evil. When you want to see someone as part of the good team, you see everything they do as good.
There's enough noise going on about so many people that I think we are relatively okay. I mean, I've not heard a single person mention your name. Like,
I know, and Lisa was the first person that sort of said about you.
Yeah.
You know, and didn't really say anything.
Yeah.
Yes, one of them has it. But we could take a risk and be bold and probably strike gold.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 80% chance, isn't it?
Because it would maybe make them think the traitor was in that group and aware of who had the shield.
Yeah.
That's...
Joe.
Charlotte's...
Actually, Joe wouldn't be a bad shout.
So
That
smart.
would take the wind out of people because he brings energy.
Yeah.
she's
maybe someone like
flipped
because, you know,
to
we
being a
saw
traitor so
he's
well.
had his time, he's got it, and he keeps saying, why am I still here?
Yeah.
Or do you think there's any point in just doing someone like Lisa because she's been a bit annoying today?
Today she said a lot.
A bit annoying.
It wouldn't pin it on
It wouldn't
us.
pin it on anybody.
No, and obviously we know we get a direct kill.
Yeah. You are so good at
I'm
this.
so
You're like,
evil.
oh, if this is new to me, yeah, a direct kill.
Bish, bash, bosh.
Wow, Charlotte's really coming into her own since being recruited.
Lisa, Jake, or Joe.
Obviously, 2 are a massive risk.
Can they not meta a little bit that Jake was the most likely to be keen to get the shield based on how good a kill he is? I would not be looking at Jake tonight. I'll be honest, I don't think I'd be ballsy enough to go after anyone in that group.
I'm
Such a good play.
with Charlotte, and I'm so glad she accepted.
Now the aim is get rid of all the faithful.
Yeah.
But at some point, we're going to have to give the faithful some blood. It's going to have to be a traitor.
Charlotte is
No,
ruthless.
it's going to be me.
I know for a fact Charlotte's middle name is not Ruth. So, thoughts. Charlotte is wild as a traitor. She's a completely different person in those turret meetings and the diary room now. Like, she has flipped hardcore. Like, oh my god. Lisa coming from out of nowhere with the 2 traitors. Just, I mean, okay, she named 3 people and she was way off base with even her reasoning for the 3rd one. But still, wow. And Freddy's now looking at Mina. I've said, for a couple of episodes now, people have started looking at Mina. She's looking a lot shakier than she was. I do think if they killed Joe, I think that's the perfect kill. I think Lisa's the smart choice because she's guaranteed to die because she was in the castle. But Joe's the perfect choice from our vantage point, not from theirs, but from ours, because he doesn't have the shield, and it puts a lot of the focus on the people in the forest. Now, who was that? It was Jake, Joe, Frankie, Alexander. There was one more. Who was the 5th one? Was it Freddy? Yeah, because it was Freddy and Alexander in the car on the way back, wasn't it? Where did Lisa's allegations come from? I'm a believer. God told her last night, clearly, because where the hell else did she get that from? That's it. I'm converted. Like, no more atheism for me. Like, because yeah, that's crazy. That just came out of nowhere, didn't it? Absolutely wild that she just, yeah. Who do we think's going tomorrow? I think Mina's probably going to be one of the 3 contenders. Probably Leon and Frankie. Frankie was in the car when Jake said he had the shield, right? So if Joe dies, Frankie's really in trouble. Joe dies, Frankie banished. I think that's a real... I think if Joe dies, Frankie gets banished. I think that's almost a certainty. If Lisa dies, we could be looking at Mina. Who was the 3rd person Lisa picked? Who was the faithful that she pointed at? Because she went Mina, Charlotte, Mina, and then a 3rd person. I can't remember who the 3rd person was. If they hit Jake, did they get told they lost the shield? No. No, you don't get told. You just can't die. So, yeah, if they hit Jake, people might think they've recruited because people aren't looking at them having recruited last night because someone died. So they might... Yeah, you know what? If they hit Jake, people will probably just assume it's a recruit because no one died and someone died last night and they just got rid of a traitor before that and they've got rid of 2 traitors now, so they could have been down to 1. 2 at most. If they hit Jake, you think Leon goes. So if no one dies, you think Leon goes. I could see that. I think the 3 tomorrow that are going to be the 3 to pick from on the round table, because there always seems to be like a big 3, 2 or 3 that they're going for, is Leon, Leanne. No, Mina, Frankie, and Leon. I think Leanne's a bit back out of the... It's kind of impossible to predict, because, like, where the hell did Alex come from today? Like, he wasn't really in the firing line at all yesterday, and then all of a sudden, bam, Alex gone. Same with when Dan went. Bam, out of nowhere. So, yeah. Lisa's last statement before leaving was it's either Alexander or Leon. More heat on Leon. Yeah. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube, what you thought of this episode and who you think's out next, who's getting murdered and who's getting banished. Let me know. Leave a like, subscribe, check out the links to Twitch so you can join in with these conversations with us when we watch it live. Patreon if you want to get access to these videos early and access to the full uncut versions. It's all down in the description below. But for now, all I have left to say is thank you very much for watching. As always, I've been EBEZA, you've been amazing, and I'll see you next time.
Schnam's now Biel. 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 Do you want to go do Schnam's now Biel?